Hello everyone and welcome to another video of iRacing. So I've had a couple of sessions since the last video. Of course I work in the week, so I just have to go in the evenings. And this is from my last session. And if you've seen the thumbnail of the video, and probably the title as well, you will notice that I've finally made it into the 143s. Now this isn't a 143 lap, this is the one before that lap. And I'm just going to explain some of the things I've worked on since the last time, because obviously last time I was in the 145s, and the fact that I've jumped basically 2 seconds, you're probably wondering how I've done it so quickly, or perhaps wondering what I've done to improve from where I was at generally. So there were lots of tips that you gave me, and also some videos I looked at and things like that, and just on how to improve in iRacing in general. Now obviously some of you said about my steering. You will have definitely seen my aggression in iRacing, which is just brought over from Gran Turismo, because it is a bad habit from Gran Turismo to drive really aggressive. There's also just generally just the braking technique and throttle technique, and there was also the manual clutch rather than using the automated clutch. Now you will notice I'm still using the automated clutch and auto blipping, because I only wanted to focus on either one or two aspects initially to really focus on my time. If you try and work on all of them at the same time, you won't progress as fast as if you just work on one or two of the aspects, which I've done, and you can see I've improved. So one of the main aspects I worked on was my aggression. You still want some aggression there, but you want to put it in a different place. Now generally my aggression was in the braking zone. Instead I wanted it more in the accelerating phase, coming out of a corner. So the slow in, fast out, the usual thing. And then there was also my braking, which I really tried to focus on. I did notice that's where I was losing a lot of time when I started to play with the brakes and the braking zone in that first corner. So this is now my fast lap, and if we just have a look at the brakes and what I'm doing with the brakes and the throttle, you will notice a big difference to last time generally. So you can see on this one, this is quite an easy corner. You just got to get the apex there right. I still find it quite hit and miss hitting that apex. Sometimes I have to come off the throttle a little bit more, so I need to find a good turning point for that. One thing I did notice from other videos I watched, which I'll just touch on, is the fact that my braking points and markers were pretty spot on. I've only had to change by a few meters here and there, but generally speaking, I've actually hit the nail on the head with where I was straight away, and that is from other racing games. So obviously Gran Turismo, I've really nailed where I'm braking there, so I just brought that straight over. So you can see on my braking there, I wasn't fully at 100%. Now I didn't say look at that this time, but you'll notice that next time I come around as well. Especially when we go to the first corner and the last corner coming up. I wasn't at 100%. Now I've found that obviously the wheels can still lock up. So I've been braking at about 100 initially and coming off and modulating it a lot more. So if we come to the last corner now, you'll notice I go on the brakes 100, 90, 80, and then I'm just trail braking a little bit into there at 20, and then I come out. And that's the first thing I really started to change, and one thing I noticed that really brought my lap times down. As you can see there, it's 143.690, so it was a really good start. Now this next lap is also 143. So if we look at the braking coming to this first corner, it's 100, straight down to 90, 100, 90, 80, 70, round that area then, and then straight in. I wasn't as tight as the first lap, and I did lose a little bit of time there on that one. But it is what it is. Now this would have been the actual video, the lap footage, but my recording failed for some reason. I only got sound, so this is why it's a replay, but we can still see the details of the throttle and braking and steering. So you notice in the first corner it was 100 initially and I came off straight away. Now it's because the car does have ABS, so initially you can do 100%, but you got to come off it quite quickly, otherwise it'll start to build up heat and things like that. Heat's a big thing in this game, slight off there, but not to worry. Heat is a big thing I've read in this game, so it's just trying to understand how the car reacts. Notice this time I didn't even brake there, so I've noticed that I can be quite aggressive there. Now I did say I was working on my aggression, slowing fast out rather than trying to brake as late as possible and still go really quickly out. And here's another good point for aggression, being fast straight away. I can't even see the apex there, and I'm just putting my foot down because I sort of know where it is. So that was the other thing I worked on. Now when I come to this last corner, I want to talk about fast out, because this corner gained me tons of time. So as I come in here, I'm braking really early. right? And as I turn in, I'm instantly going to put my foot down there. And I can't even see the exit curve properly yet, but I instantly put my foot down, and that gained me like half a second straight away just there, just from purely being aggressive on the way out and being very slow on the way in, slow in, fast out. You know, if you watch Top Gear with James May learning Alton Park in the TVR, it's same principle. You know, slow in, fast out. You actually get better lap time. You can be more consistent. This car doesn't have a lot of wheel spin as you come out of a corner, so you can be quite aggressive on the throttle. So they're the two things I focused on, and you see the last lap was a 143.7. You know, my fastest was a 143.6. Again, this is another 143 lap, so I'm suddenly becoming quite consistent in the 43s. Now, I'm not going to join a race until I'm in the 142s, because then I know I'm really competitive. So over the next week, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to look at going to the manual. Now, I'm a bit confused. I need to read up on this a little bit more. I've not read up on the transmission a little bit. Is whether to use the clutch and paddle shift, which is a bit weird, and I don't really want that, or whether I go for more realism. I'm thinking of going for more realism and actually going for the manual gearbox, H-box, and giving that a bash, using heel toe and things like that. But we'll see. I want to get into the 142s, and then we'll go from there. I reckon I can get in the 142s with just paddle shift at the moment, because there's a few corners where I can still improve on, and as you'll see in a second with my optimals, I'm nearly there anyway. So this is sort of like the idea behind this now, is to say that I improved via braking and just controlling my aggression more in the car, so you know, being slower in and faster out. So if you're starting iRacing, they're the first things I would concentrate on. If you're planning on moving from Gran Turismo to iRacing, by the way, turn off ABS in Gran Turismo, because that will help you learn modulating the brakes a lot more, because obviously you lock up in there. Now, as you can see on the right hand side, they're my optimal times. So I've got a 143.387 is my optimal lap. You see I lost a lot in the sort of the third section, and that's generally the one where I sort of missed the apex occasionally, and also the corner where I ran wide out. It's that whole little section there, I believe, or it could be the bit after as well. You know, the flying left, it could be that bit as well. I can't remember the sections, but generally it's around there where I'm losing the most time, and that's because you've got to be really aggressive and really controlled at the same time. So 143.387 is my optimal lap. I hope you've enjoyed that video on what I've been learning about the car. As you can see, I've run a little too shallow there into the corner. I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you're trying to improve on iRacing, braking and aggression, first thing that I did, and look at the time I gained. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you at the next one.